You mapped your 5 stakeholders. You know what each one considers strong presence. Here is the harder question. Can you walk into 2 different meetings in the same week and actually deliver 2 different styles? Not in theory. In the room under pressure with real stakes, knowing what each audience wants and delivering it are 2 very different things. The stakeholder map from the previous video gives you strategic clarity. This exercise gives you behavioral practice. The gap between knowing what each audience wants and actually delivering it is where the real work lives. This is the translation from insight to execution. And execution under pressure is where context gap leaders discover whether their calibration is genuine or theoretical. Identify 2 meetings in the same week that require different styles. Before each meeting, write 3 words describing the leadership style that room expects. Meeting 1, a budget review with the CFO. 3 words, concise, certain, data-driven. This tells you what to dial up, brevity, numbers, conviction, and what to dial down, narrative, exploration, hedging. Meeting 2, a team offsite with direct reports. 3 words, curious, present, patient. This tells you to shift from position first to question first, from speed to depth. Same leader, same week, 2 different calibrations, 2 different expressions of the same person. The 3-word description forces precision. Have more presence is too vague to act on. Concise, certain, data-driven gives you specific dials to adjust. It tells you exactly what to change in your delivery for this specific room. It also reveals your defaults. If the same 3 words describe every meeting, you are not style switching. You are defaulting. The exercise only works if the descriptions actually differ across rooms. A naturally analytical leader writing thorough, data-driven, careful for every meeting has identified their default, not their calibration. The growth comes from writing brief, certain, visionary for the CEO meeting and noticing how different that feels from your natural register. In Module 2, we named the context gap as style-context mismatch. Style switching is the primary development path for closing that gap when the organizational audit confirms that the work is on the individual side, not the systemic side. The concern I hear most often is, if I show up differently in different rooms, am I being fake? The answer is no. As long as the range you are working within is genuinely yours. Every leader already adjusts their communication for different contexts. The way you speak to a direct report in a one-on-one is different from how you speak to a board. The question is whether that adjustment is conscious and calibrated or unconscious and inconsistent. Making it deliberate is not being fake. It is being strategic. A naturally analytical leader can dial up brevity and conviction for the CFO without faking it. The adjustment is within their authentic range. It feels like effort, but not like act. Asking that same leader to be spontaneous and emotionally expressive in a town hall may fall outside their authentic range. That adjustment feels like performing a character, not calibrating a style. Style switching has limits. Recognizing those limits is part of the work. Adjustments that feel natural are within your range. Refine them. Adjustments that feel like acting are outside it. Drop them. Not every stakeholder expectation is one you can meet authentically. And knowing that boundary protects you from the exhaustion of constant performance. Two meetings per week, 3 words per meeting for 4 consecutive weeks. After each meeting, add 3 more words. How did you actually show up? The gap between those 2 sets of words is your calibration target, where the before and after match, the calibration is working. Where they diverge, you have found the specific adjustment that needs more practice or that may be outside your authentic range. By week 3, the calibration becomes less effortful. By week 4, you start to notice which adjustments feel natural and which feel like performing. The performing ones get dropped. The natural ones get refined. This sorting process is itself a form of self-knowledge that persists long after the exercise ends. This week, choose 2 meetings that require different styles. Before each one, write 3 words describing the leadership style that room expects. After each meeting, add 3 more words describing how you actually showed up. The gap between those 2 sets of words is your calibration target. That gap is where the growth lives. Closing it is the practice. The exercises in this unit assume the context gap is individual, that the work is on you to read and adapt. But there is another possibility. Sometimes the presence feedback is not about your behavior at all. Sometimes the problem is the system. That is where we go next. And it is the most important conversation in this module.